Welcome to the Rochester, New Hampshire History Podcast, a monthly show that will shine a light on a piece of history that has been all but forgotten.
In 1880, the American Civil War was a recent memory, and World War I would occur in the not-too-distant future. James Garfield is elected president and serves less than a year after being shot by an assassin. The population of the United States reaches over 50 million people, and in Rochester, a school was built on Cocheco Avenue. Over the years, the old school has been shut down, reopened, renamed. Politicians have threatened to have it condemned, but still, the school stands. In the late 1870s, it was apparent that a school was needed in downtown East Rochester for the growing population. In 1880, the city built a 3-room schoolhouse on Cocheco Avenue for $6,000. In those early days, there were 3 teachers. The students ranged from grades 1 through 9 and were divided in 3 groups, primary, intermediate, and grammar. The school was simply known as the East Rochester School. Within 15 years, the small school was crowded. In 1895, the city spent around $11,000 on improvements, which more than doubled the school's size, and the number of teachers increased from 3 to 5.
Decades later, a horrific event over 1,000 miles away would play a part in the school's history. In December of 1958, a fire broke out in the Our Ladies of the Angels School in Chicago. The 2-story school had over 1,000 students and only 1 fire escape. In addition, the school possessed an aging fire alarm system. The fire spread quickly. Many in the school did not know there was an emergency until they saw the fire and smoke. Many on the 2nd floor jumped to escape the fire. Tragically, not all escaped the 2nd floor. 92 children, 3 teachers perished, and many, many more were injured. The Chicago tragedy prompted an evaluation of school safety in Rochester, and the East Rochester School was found woefully lacking. The school had exits on the 1st story, but no fire escapes on the 2nd floor. Around 70 students had classes on the 2nd floor, and all students had lunch and assemblies there.
At a city council meeting in December 1958, some wanted the building condemned. Others were in favor of letting the school stay open for a couple more years and then closing it. But until the building was closed, adequate fire escapes should be installed. Fire Department Chief Ralph Seavey stepped into the debate and championed the school. He explained there were 2 outside exits at the foot of the 2nd floor stairway, and in fire drills, the building could be emptied in 1 minute, quicker than any other Rochester school. During the Christmas school vacation in 1958, safety improvements were made to the fire alarm systems, and doors that had opened inward were rehung so they would open outward. In 1959, sprinklers were installed. However, that was not enough. The school was still thought to be unsafe. In 1963, the City Council authorized the school board to select and purchase a site for a new school for East Rochester. In 1966, $10,500 was authorized to purchase land on Portland Street. In September 1968, a new open concept school opened and was named the East Rochester School. The old school on Cocheco Avenue was closed and forgotten. The school did not stay forgotten or closed for long. In 1970, the overcrowding of schools had become a critical problem in Rochester. New school space was needed as soon as possible. The City Council passed a resolution authorizing $35,000 to restore the old East Rochester School to provide 6 new classrooms. In 1971, the building was reopened with new carpeting, drop ceilings, and improved sprinkler systems. 6 teachers and 2 aides greeted 218 students in September of 1971. The school had to be renamed to avoid confusion with the East Rochester School on Portland Street. Some in the city wanted it to be named the Old East Rochester School. However, the school was renamed the Annex. With all of the safety improvements, there have been no more discussions of shutting the school down.
In 2008, the school was renamed the Nancy Loud School in honor of Nancy Loud, who served as the first principal of the Annex when it was reopened in 1971. She would go on and serve 37 years as the principal of the school. And this ends the podcast. If you have any questions or comments, please email bobgriffinpodcast@gmail.com. Please come back next month for another episode of Rochester, New Hampshire History.